All right, how's it? So I'm just going to briefly lay out 2 quick ways to learn on your own on how that helps just with finger and fretboard recognition. What I'm going to have you do is play 3 chords that you know and play it in a 1-4-5. The first time you're going to use all majors. The second time you're going to use majors with 1 minor. So let's say our chords are G major, and we're going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's our Ionian major mood. Whole step from G to A to B is a whole step, B to C is a half step, C to D is a whole step, D to E is a whole step, E to F is a whole step, and F to G is a half step. No matter where you do that, if you're working through all of your chords, that progression will still be the same where it's laid out, except the notes will have different names. We'll talk about that more when you come back, but if you want to, Google the circle of fifths. Count C, D, E, F, G, and know that G has 1 sharp. That sharp is F sharp. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. If I were to play a F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F, it would be a whole step away from my tonic rather than a half step. And in an Ionian mode, a major mode, the 7th scale degree has to be a lending tone, which means it's a half step away from your root. All right? So in G, C, G, D, the idea is you can play an Ionian mode, Ionian mode, Ionian mode, Ionian mode, or you could play a Lydian mode, Lydian mode, Lydian mode, Lydian mode, Mixolydian mode, Mixolydian mode, Mixolydian mode, Mixolydian mode. So if you record yourself doing just that, you can use just those chords to play through that substantially. Or you could play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. You're basically using a whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Your Ionian mode uses just that. If you wanted to find out what your Lydian mode is with the raised 4th, you would just start on your 4th scale degree of your C major. C, D, E, F. When you get to the F, play 7 notes, starting with the F. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. So it'd be F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. That B is a raised 4th. If it wasn't a raised 4th, it would sound like a B flat, which would be an Ionian mode. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do, which would sound exactly like do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. But we're not looking for Ionian. We're looking for Lydian with the raised 4th. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. So in D, Lydian, are 1, 2, 3, 4. What should have been a G is now a G sharp. D, E, F, G sharp, A, rather than D, E, F, G, A. So that's your major side. The minor side of this is when you were playing like a G minor, you could play your Dorian, your Phrygian, or your Aeolian modes, which are derived out of your 2nd, 3rd, and 6th scales. So if you were playing C major and you wanted to know what a C Dorian is, you would look at your C and go do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. You would drop the C and you would start with your D and still count 7 notes. D, E, F, G, A, B, C, D. When you do that, it gives you Dorian. You use those notes to solo over D minor. So over E minor, you'd be using E Dorian, which would have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Same note patterns that you were doing there, except now it's not whole step, half step, whole step, half step. It's whole step, half step, whole step, half step, whole step, which makes the 7 note intervals for you. So here's the best way to learn. Pick any chords like F, B flat, C to F. Practice on hearing the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1. That's Ionian. Those are all majors. You could then change that fourth scale degree in the key of F, rather being a B flat. 1, 2, 3, 4, F, G, A, B flat. You could raise it to a B to have a raised fourth, which makes your Lydian mode. F, G, A, B, C, D, E, F. Do, 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 do. Same thing with B flat. B flat, C, A. Instead of playing D flat, you would play D. I'm sorry. Yeah, D. So totally changes the feel. And what you'll notice is when you find songs that work with Lydian, which not a lot do. Most music scores and different underlying themes in music are underneath our Lydian style. It just means it's an amalgamations of notes when they push together that you could use a lot of sus chords and a lot of augmented chords. And really quick, a sus chord is nothing more than this. Tom Petty, she's a good girl. She loves her mama, loves D sus 4. D sus 4, D, A. She's a D sus 4. What we do is D, E, F sharp, G. So I play a D major and I add that G over the top for a D sus 4. If I wanted a D sus 2, what's the note right after D? The second note in the interval. You'd have D, E, right? So if I played a D major and I got rid of this top F sharp and just left it open for an E, I would have D sus 2. D sus 2, meet D sus 4. E sus 4. E sus 2. Yeah? G major. Here's how you get a major 7. And I know you know this, but you drop your tone, your G, and a G to an F sharp, your 7th tone. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. So keep that F sharp and play your 1st, your 3rd, and your 7th. So that's your G sharp major 7. G sharp major 7. If you went to C major and you drop the C to a B, that would be your major 7, huh? Look at that. So, long story short, if you have any questions about this, put in the comments. I'll get back to you over this. I know it's a lot to take in, but if you take away anything else from there, when we get back together, C major, D minor, E minor, F major, G major, A minor, B diminished, and C major. The poor man's diminished is taking your 5th and adding a 7th. So in the key of C, your 5th is going to be C, D, E, F, G. To make a G7, you take your G and you go to your F and play a G. So if I had, in the key of C, C, D, E, F, G, A, and then played G again, but played a G7, it would be a poor man's diminished, which also tends to lend itself to the ear to go back into the C, because you're exhibiting the F. A true diminished would have had an F, a D, and a F, A, and a B in it, or F, D, and a B. F, D, and a B, for sure, and maybe an A. Anyway, I hope that works out for you. I'm glad that you're going to come back after a little while. If not, no harm, no foul. I'm looking forward to seeing you. Put any questions you have in the comment section, and feel free to reach out to me whenever you need. And give me a buzz when you're ready to rock and roll and come back. Aloha.